Hello, I'm Kristen from Kristen Cain Style. If we have not met, welcome. I'm so glad that you are here. I'm a style and mindset coach. I help women create wardrobes they absolutely love wearing by teaching them how to develop style self-trust. Style self-trust is the thing that allows you to edit your wardrobe, shop for new pieces, build outfits, pack for travel, accept invitations and know what to wear, get dressed for special occasions, and get dressed for your everyday life with confidence, with authenticity, with this sense of, I know what I'm doing and this is effortless and easy and I can just get on with my day and with what's going on in my world. I don't have to spend all this time and feel like I'm struggling. So if you would like to work one-on-one with me, I do that through Style Therapy, which is my one-on-one signature program. It's the only way I work with clients. There is a link down below that gives you all the details. I also offer a free 1-hour consultation where I help you get clear on what's really going on, because I think oftentimes I've realized that oftentimes women think their style struggle is one thing, and after we chat, they become clear on the fact that it's actually something different, that they've been trying to kind of solve the wrong problem, bark up the wrong tree, whatever you want to call it. And so the consultation can help clarify what's really going on with your wardrobe and your style struggles. And I can help you make a decision as to whether working with me, investing in style therapy right now is the right time and the right fit for you. So if you're interested in booking a consult call, the link's down below. So today I want to talk about, I'm asked often about thrifting, because at this point I would say my wardrobe is pushing 95% thrifted. I did not intend to do this. I did not come up with some idea that I was only going to shop sustainable or that everything needed to be secondhand in order to save the planet, although I do believe in all of that. I just started to thrift because my kids were finding amazing things and I love my kids and I like hanging out with them, and they were willing to let me thrift with them. And it was sort of a hobby and a pastime, and I am a style coach. And so being able to secure really great pieces at a great price secondhand from a sustainability standpoint and from a creating your own authentic style, your own personal brand standpoint, where you're not falling prey to what Anthropologie says is in for this season, or even what Target or Old Navy says is in. You get to decide, do I love this sweater? Do I not love this sweater? And you get a whole lot more choice than what the retailer decides is part of their collection for any given season or any given launch period throughout the year. And so, when holiday rolls around, if you don't want to wear whatever the stores are showing for holiday, the secondhand world, the resale, thrifting, consignment world, online or in person, allows you just endless options for what to wear to that holiday party that isn't available necessarily in any given retailer at that time, because they've decided, well, these are the colors for this fall or this holiday season, and that might not be what you're looking for or what you actually authentically would love wearing. So my wardrobe has become primarily thrifted, and I love it. And I now treat thrifting as a hobby, and I enjoy it. And it has become something that I'm very good at. I've always been a pretty good shopper. I've worked a lot of retail that has helped me fine tune my shopping skills. And I have now become a really good, curls are very curly today. I have now become a really good thrift shopper, secondhand shopper. So I feel that I can speak to this, how to start thrifting, how to find a good thrift shop. I want to just address this today. I do have other videos on thrifting and you can check those out. But I want to just kind of go over the basics because specifically I was asked and I like to answer your questions, but also because we moved 8-9 months ago, and we moved away from some incredible thrift shops and consignment shops to an area where when I arrived, I felt like Salt Lake City was lacking. Like the thrift shops weren't all that great, and I wasn't really finding pieces I loved, and I was pretty disappointed and dissatisfied. And now that I have been thrifting actively here in Utah for many, many months, I have a different feeling. And so that makes me realize that it is not just about having a really great thrift store, having a store that is really packed with merchandise and has lots of options. That certainly helps just from an inventory standpoint, that you're more likely to find something if there's more stuff, logically. However, I also recognize that even thrift shops that don't seem at first glance to be all that great can get better and can actually work for you. So the first thing I want to talk about, and this to some can sound kind of woo and esoteric, and I appreciate that and recognize that. And yet it is in fact the fact. It is in fact how it works. There is an energy to thrifting. There's an energy to everything. Everything is energy. But there is an energy specifically to shopping secondhand that if you pay attention to it and kind of honor it, it works in your favor. And I remember seeing this, and I think I've mentioned this on other YouTube videos. I remember seeing this ages ago when Henry, who is now 21, my youngest, was about 3, and it was approaching Halloween, and he wanted a Superman costume, and he wanted the muscle kind of costume. And I did not want to invest the however many dollars for a 3-year-old sized muscle suit, for Halloween. And so I thought, yeah, we'll come up with something else. I'll create it myself. He was having none of that. He really wanted the one with the padded muscles sewn in. And I, wanted to make him happy. I wanted him to feel amazing on Halloween. So I thought, okay, well, why don't we go thrift and see if we could find anything we could use. And before we went into the store, we parked at Goodwill. We still lived in Pennsylvania at the time. We parked at Goodwill. And before we went into the store, Henry basically, I could tell that he was believing what he wanted was in that store. And I don't know if this is just little 3-year-old brain thinking, okay, mom parked at the store and now she's a good shopper, so she's going to take us in and we're going to find this muscle suit. He had been in Target, been in Party City or wherever the costumes were displayed. He knew that the muscle suit existed. So I don't know if it was just his innocence thinking, well, we parked, we're at a store, of course we're going to go find the muscle suit. Or if it was truly just his sense of childhood magic and imagination and belief that went beyond what was actually tangible and possible. He just trusted, and he made it very clear. I don't remember exactly what he said right now, but he made it very clear that he felt like we were just going in and picking it up and coming home. And in fact, I have chills as I say it. That is exactly what happened. Little did I know back then that was really the beginning of me becoming the thrifter that I am today and allowing my wardrobe to take a completely different turn where it's entirely on my terms what I wear because I allow the energy of thrifting to show me what's there and what's possible, and then I get to bring it home, and usually at a fraction of what it would have cost full price. So we go into Goodwill, and we're not 10 steps inside the front door because they've, pulled all the Halloween items that could possibly be considered Halloween items up to the front. So it's easy shopping. And we walk in and there on a rack of random Halloween costumes is in Henry's size, this muscle man, Superman costume for, probably under $4. And he was beyond inside out thrilled with joy, as was I, and a little bit of disbelief of how did we create this reality right here by just talking about it and thinking about it, and by his true belief that costume, the right size, the right price, mom was going to say yes, was right inside the door, and it was. I share that because it is how thrifting works. There is an element of you need to trust that this is going to work, because like with anything, if the story you keep telling yourself is thrifting is terrible, can't find anything that fits, the places are all overwhelming, everything is stained, nothing's my size, the prices are too high, there's no good thrifting in my town, I have to drive too far, I can't wear anything that someone else has already worn, they always smell too much. If that's your story, you're never going to find anything amazing. Have I found things that smell too much? Yes. Have I found things that are stained or damaged? Yes. Have I found some thrift shops that are just way too cluttered and overwhelming for me to really spend a whole lot of time in there? Absolutely yes. Have I found things that I wished would fit, but they were the wrong size? Absolutely yes. For the most part, I go into a thrift shop believing that if there's something there I'm supposed to have, I'm going to find it. And so that energy is the very beginning of cultivating an amazing thrifting experience and ultimately an amazing thrifted wardrobe, is to really begin to explore the possibility that you can create the energy around thrifting that begins to just pull in the pieces that are what you're looking for. And you can start small. You can start with, okay, I'm going to go check out a thrift shop, no matter how good or bad you think it is, and I'm going to look for one thing. I'm going to look for a navy blue coffee mug. Or it's similar to attracting a parking space, to be honest. If you pull into a crowded parking lot and you trust that your space is going to be right up front, no problem, super easy, It usually is. And if you pull into a parking lot and you're super irritated because it's so crowded and you're late and why is there never any parking, you're probably going to struggle to find a parking spot. So it's the same idea. If you go into the thrift shop believing that the perfect white vase is in there, or the perfect pair of jeans, or the perfect coat, or the perfect set of towels for your bathroom, whatever it is, if you go in with the belief that that exists and it's possible and you're going to find it, chances are you do. At this point, as crazy as it sounds, Greta and I and Peter, when we get a feeling that we should go to a certain thrift store and we go, we find something that we were meant to have. Like there is this kind of energetic pull of, we need to go today. We need to try it and see. And usually one of us will find the thing that we were being called toward. I get that it sounds absurd and ridiculous, and I promise if you're interested in making thrifting a better experience and finding better things, entertain this idea, explore this idea of the alignment of thrifting and saying good things about it and believing and feeling good things about it and letting it unfold. When we first got here, I was not thrilled with the thrifting. I was not thrilled with the thrift shops. I felt disappointed and sad that I couldn't thrift the way I was used to in Colorado. And then slowly we kept going and we kept trying and we'd find one or two pieces. And pretty soon it started to feel like I actually like these thrift shops. And when I go, I find what I'm looking for, whether it's a lawn chair, whether it's, a set of glasses at an Airbnb that needed more glasses when we first arrived, or whether it's a great navy blazer or a great pair of jeans or a great pair of shoes. I have now thrifted enough things in Utah to know that it is not about the thrift store. It's about how often you go. It's about the energy you go in with. And then it's a little bit about your tactics and your strategies once you're inside the door. You want to go with an idea in mind of what you're looking for. It just makes it easier, especially if you're starting on this journey, if you're kind of a beginning thrifter, it makes it easier to go in with the idea of I'm looking for a white blouse. I'm looking for a navy blue sweater. I'm looking for any kind of great sweater that's 100% cashmere. I'm looking for a pair of Levi's. I'm looking for a great pair of pale blue jeans or khaki pants or whatever the thing is or the two or three things that are on your list, and then go to those racks and just scour them. Usually even Goodwill and most thrift stores are set up somehow, whether it's by color, like Goodwill does everything by color, and sleeve length. So all the white tank tops are together, all the black tank tops are together, all the colors are together, each color is together. Some of the thrift shops, Savers here in Utah, does it by size and by item. So they have all of the pullover sweaters, small, medium, large, extra large. They have all of the cardigan sweaters sized out, all of the jeans and pants sized out, all of the bathrobes sized out. So it really is a matter of how your thrift shop does it. But what you want to do is commit to a rack. Maybe you just want to look at sweaters and you just want to look at pullover sweaters. And in general, you're one of two sizes or one of three sizes. Understanding that no one is being super careful putting those pieces back. So you might find your large that you're looking for tucked in with the small. So it's not a bad idea to scan all of the sizes. You want to just scan through and really, truly, diligently look through. Every time you get to a cream sweater, check it out. Is that the right cream sweater? Keep looking and pile them in your cart and then try them on. You might find one, you might not. But don't make it mean anything about you or the thrift store or the experience of thrifting if you don't find something that first time or the first 5 times. Allow it to just be fun and a process and a hobby, and it begins to support what you're looking for. The thrifting energy starts to build, again, ridiculous as it sounds. And I hear it from clients. So I know it's just not me and my kids who have this experience. I hear it from clients. Once they begin to open the kind of Pandora's box of the idea of thrifting and finding treasures, they write to me and they tell me, oh my gosh, I found this at my little janky thrift store that I couldn't stand for so long that we lived here. And now I've started to go more regularly and I've gotten to know one of the girls who works in there and she had showed me that this thing came in and it's exactly what it happens. It happens more often than I can even share. And so I know that this idea of cultivating better thrifting energy begins to bring the better thrifting pieces your way. So you want to go often. You want to tell yourself a different story. You want to open yourself up to the possibility that thrifting can be fun and easy and you can find pieces that you actually want in your wardrobe. Or in your home, if you're not willing to thrift for style things, you could thrift for pillows or thrift for vases or, any other number of things that art for your walls, any other number of things that amazing thrift shops carry. So you want to go often, you want to have the mindset and the trust and the belief that this process works and that you're going to find pieces you love. You want to have an idea of what you're looking for so that you can be specific as you're going through the racks and not get overwhelmed and frustrated by, oh my gosh, there's just too much. I don't even know where to start. Start small and maybe set a time limit. Okay, I'm only going to spend 25 minutes in here. I'm only going to spend 10 minutes, 35 minutes, whatever it is, and then really dial in the area you're going to look and be really diligent about going through each piece and assessing the ones that might work and trying them on and getting clear on, would this work? Do I want to buy this? Do I not? And then also browse, because some of the pieces that have been favorites for the people in my family and for clients have been pieces that someone else tried on and then they hung them up on a rack and you stumbled upon them. They're not anywhere where they belong. Greta and I find this often where someone else will have kind of curated this little collection of pieces they wanted to try on, and then they made their decisions and that whole collection gets hung up somewhere near a mirror where they tried them on. And then we stumble upon this great collection of stripes or blazers or denim that someone else it didn't work for them, but now they've curated this little collection that we can now shop through. So be willing to also, on the same visit or on a different visit, just go and browse. Just go and allow yourself to kind of take in what happens in the thrift store, watch other people who seem like they do it often and see what their tactic is, what their technique is, how they're doing it, so that you can begin to get better at it. And the last thing I'll mention is around trying things on, because oftentimes thrift shops don't have fitting rooms or the fitting rooms aren't open. And so if that is what you're finding, you can I usually wear a little, just like this, little tank top, little camisole underneath my clothes so that I can take off my sweater or my, shirts when it's cooler weather and try things on right over just a little camisole. I also have shared this trick, I think, here before. I tend to wear a skirt when I thrift or try a skirt on when I thrift if there are no fitting rooms, and we tuck ourselves into a little corner by a mirror, and then with a skirt on, I can take off my shoes and my pants, and then I can pull on jeans or pants that I want to try on underneath the skirt, even taking the skirt off if I want to once I've made that kind of switcheroo. It has worked, flawlessly. I have accumulated lots and lots of incredible Levi's by trying them on in a store with no fitting rooms underneath a skirt and being able to really assess how they fit without struggling to wonder and put the waistband around my neck and hold them up and try to eyeball it. I really can try them on because I'm trying them on under a skirt and I'm being discreet about it. And, they're thrift shop. I've never been told I can't do it that way. So it works if you can't get in a fitting room to try things on. That's all I got for you today. I would love to know how your thrifting energy is and how it works for you. And if you have changed energy from being a non-thrifter and someone who found it miserable to someone who now finds treasures, I would love to hear how it all works for you. This is making me want to thrift for sure. I'm on Instagram randomly throughout the week at Kristen Cain Style. If you'd like to follow me over there, I would love that. And I'll be back next Friday with another video. I hope that you have a really beautiful week. And if you thrift, I hope that the treasures are lining up for you so that you can find them as soon as you walk in the door, just like the Superman suit. That's all. Have a great week.